Good morning. Happy Thursday. Another week, another day. And this is Jolene with AJeweldDesign, and we are back with our junk journaling and our botanical. Hold on. Sorry, the heater. It's freezing out here, but you know, can't hear me if I have it on. So we are back with another week of the botanical journal, and after two back-to-back videos last week trying to get ahead. I'm not even get ahead. I was just in the groove, and I just thought, what the heck, we'll just continue on with what we're doing. I did take a small break to work on other things, and so we're back this week with the next stage, I guess, of the journal. Another major insert. We may work on a envelope pocket also. So there's where we're at. I have not been able to, on my own yet, work on the inside fabric pockets yet, so this is still not sewn in yet, but as I showed you, if you didn't watch the bonus, I added a little bit more to the outside here. We're still debating on, of course, hopefully sewing this all around the edges to make sure this doesn't come off, give it another detail, but we want to see what kind of pockets we're putting here to help grab at those pockets before I put them in. So I sort of want them sort of sewn in spot, at least on two edges, which I'm still debating on whether to do like rough stripped pockets of the fabric. Then right now I only have 3 fabrics, so I don't know if you almost want 4 to 5 overlapping maybe, or I'm doing them really skinny. I don't know yet. It's fabric, so it's not like paper where we can go really thin, but there's a really cute stripped collage way to make pockets and banners, our belly bands I mean. So I'm still debating on how to do those fabric pockets that we can decorate up. So when I get to that point, will be the another video. If you didn't see part 2, we did get this insert pocket done. Isn't this adorable? We got this all layered up, which took me a little bit of work as I kept finessing, trying to figure out how I wanted to place it with with the word. I went ahead and we did cover this, added a little butterfly, which is a great contrast, I think, where we have this and something a little lighter. I took one of the cards from Graphic Fairy in that freebie Easter tag kit that she provided. It fits really nicely in the tuck pocket. So something else might finally go in there because there's a little bit of room, but I love it just sort of peeking out. Now, this is not the opposite of this, which would be cute because it happens to go with all of that, which is also fun, but we did do it more to go off what we're working on today, where that's the page that we're bouncing off of, and it still has those same fun feel where we have bits and pieces that happen to combine. But we're working on this page today, so I pulled it out so we could easily do what we needed to do. And then here's where I'm debating, because we only have this on this side and we're putting this big pocket on the back side. I'm debating on putting a collaged envelope pocket here, but I'm almost tempted to, instead of just gluing it down and just tucking into it, which usually I tuck into here, I tuck on the top, we have all these pockets. I'm almost making it a flip out, so you have to fold it from inside. So it's sort of opposite. I mean, it's here on the edge, but it flips open, and maybe it's going to reveal like a peekaboo notepad or something, but we will have to cover up that part. So I think I have this belly band I found left over. I didn't know I had it. So we might use the belly band to sort of hide the tuck hinge here. And then maybe then off of it, we'll make a little like hide a hole notepad underneath it. That'd be sort of cute. Now this is avocado paper, so it's not extremely heavy though. So that is my only worry. That might not be the best spot. So maybe, we have to cover this one, huh? Let's do it here. I take that back. We'll do it here. That way this does help hide the tuck better, but that still shows. So we'll definitely make sure that our notebook is glued down and hiding that. So we'll put it there. Okay, so that took care of that problem. So I was like, I love the green, the contrast, but it's, it's an avocado paper. It's a little light, so we don't want to put too much of anything heavy on this. Sometimes I'll put a light pocket on it and a light journal card. I've done that in the past if I really want something there, but we'll use the other pages like this side to really decorate up and leave this is just a pretty colored paper. Okay, so we may get into that today. All that stayed. And so then the other half of this, which we worked on last week as part 2, was creating something on the front here. We were trying to get the bunny in place. The bunny just did not work in my favor. I don't know what to do with her yet. She made up on a pocket, but we made this cute, I ended up making this cute belly band. I still feel we need to put a flower or a butterfly on here for some burst of color. But I went ahead and took 2 of the cards that are in this botanical kit, and this is the perfect size. It's absolutely great. I went ahead and stuck it. I guess we should do it this way. I don't know which way. I never know which way to put these things because it depends which way you're looking for it, right? Now, if I do it this way, you can actually see some of the color when you're flipping through, and that's probably the best way to do it. I'm still catching, so I'm going to have to check some of my tucks. But you do it here, you at least see a little color, which is why you do the thumbnail, so you can see what's going on. I still feel like I want to do something up here, so as we go on, we have an extra ephemera. I may be putting some kind of cluster up there for color. And then this little guy was cute. Now, if I put it in one way, you really can't see it. But right now, I sort of have him sideways, so you can see that it's there, and you know that there is something tucked in. And go to the back. So, okay, so that is where what we sort of worked on last week, what we're working on this week. And I have this clipped back, knowing it goes here when we're done. And there's the next project. And I have all this leftover paper right now, which we will cluster and rip to cover that envelope. We're going to all use these pieces, and then we can decorate anything else, or put a pretty, then you normally put a really pretty card or a more colorful piece of paper, journal card thing in here. So you can see that really pretty through the window. So definitely, you know, we have that fun. So we're going to leave that right here, though, so that I don't forget where I want to put it in its thing. That's the fun part when you're working on this and you can't always... Like, it's not sewn in yet. You're trying to remember where things go and not lose them. So, ta-da! That is where we're at. Okay. So, with this paper, it is white on the back. So, to be on the safe side, I'm going to distress around the edges real quick. So that in case something shows through, it is not super white. I'm hoping to cover enough of it. At first, we were just going to put the tab corner on there, and we were going to use the embellished paper, or the embossed paper. Sorry, not embellished. Embossed paper to cover that, and it's not really going to be big enough. And then we have this big old white in the background, and this is because it's only on the other side right now. I figured I'd just go all the way around. It's really not enough, so I think I have some strips of some of the background papers that we are going to help cover the pink tab, and then help, maybe it'll give it a little more contrast for the embossed paper that we're going to use as the center decor piece. And I'm debating, maybe we'll even thumbnail it and make it a pocket, because I can't help it. Pockets, right? I love junk journaling because it's like, I love getting junk journals and elements and ephemera standalone pieces, because there's just all these beautiful little hide holes and pockets and things tucked inside each other, and it's great. I don't know. I like finding all the goodies. Doesn't mean I always want to take them all out. I just don't want to know they're there. It's a little treasure trove. Okay, so now the other thought is, I did not distress on the outside pages, so I probably will not do that here. I think we've got enough going on. Okay, so what we do know is that we need to cover this. We need to cover, now I'm debating on whether we're going to semi-cover this and put a notch in it so that you know you have this whole thing to tuck into. Which really, we really should, so I have the ability to tuck into the whole thing. So we're going to collage, but we're going to sort of cover up some of this gap so it's not so shallow. And then this one will be covered by paper, glued to this. I'm coming off camera to get over there. And then this one, as much as it says Mommy, we're definitely covering, the top of this with this. So the goal is to cover this guy as decorative as possible, which I wonder if that's going to be super cute on that fold. So we're going to cut this down to mat that fold. I think we're going to use this to cover this side. And then the strip that's left over in here will help us cover here. So it looks like it's a continuous piece. And then we're going to use this as an interesting contrast to all ripped in whatever. So we see a little bit of the pinks and distressed, but we're going to rip it to where it's this nice rough edges here. And then that way that does pop off, so there's some contrast. So we'll distress around this a little bit. Just a little bit so it pops off this. And I think we're going to put a notch in it to make it another pocket. So we got a pocket here that's glued down. We have a pocket in here. And if we glue this down, it's a tuck on top of the pocket. So pocket, a tuck, and then decorative. And then that, you know, this is peeking out with this. This gets a little decorated. This is going to be a really cool piece. And this paper is thick enough to withstand all of this. So, what to do first? Okay, so I definitely think I want to, like I said, distress this a little bit so it helps stick out. I hope your day is going well. Another week going on. I'd say we're into the third week, I think, of April. And kids are getting through school. They're figuring out the new schedules. Weather's been all over the board. But why not? It's California, and it doesn't know what to do. Now, I actually have some of this where they was distressed inside this stuff, but I don't. I think just the edges are going to get a little distressed on the embossing, but I do not think I'm going to emboss. I'm not going to distress the top of the embossing. I don't think. Watch. I can always decide later. If I like it, I can always go back and do it, but I think right now I'm just sort of going to grab the edges of it and nothing more. I have some that are actually distressed like inside so the embossing pops out, which is really cool. My mom made a bunch of these for me because I don't have this machine. I was like, I need some for my journals. So she was playing around with this one and another one. Alright, so that definitely helps that pop off. Okay, awesome. Now this is somewhat directional, so we're going to make sure we go up. So I'm going to put a hole punch in here so I know which way to go. So when I go to glue it, I do not accidentally glue down the wrong side. Because I am famous for that. And we're going to make a nice deep one so that we know, especially if we have something large in there, that we can get our fingers in there to pull out. Which we're going to put probably a pretty big tag, and I believe I have a big tag for this kit. So we'll put the big tag in here. That'll be awesome, right? We'll put the big tag in here, and we're going to decide on this one what journal card needs to go in here. Couple journal cards, probably two different large journal cards will go in there. Now I do still have to make a actually I have one. Ooh, hold on, what did I do with it? I have got one or two. I have a couple of them. Well, that is a bunny, which not a bad thing. That's more of a bunny though. That's my bunny with the tulips and stuff. Well, but that would be something cute in there too. Now I'm missing my when I was making the sepia, we had pages left over, remember? And I wanted to, that's cute though, that might get added in somewhere. That's an easy thing, we gotta make sure we start looking through this stuff. I had my, oh there it is. Ooh, see? That'll be fun. So that might be fun tucked in here, into this one. And we'll still have to debate what to put inside. So there we go, see? Do a little decorating on this, added some fluff. Good, alright. And then this guy is just super cute. It was one of those things I made. Has some of the colors and the elements, and that may go on another page. So we definitely have a day of ephemera to do once we think we've got all the pockets in place. I have things left over. I have more tags. That was a little wrong color though. I definitely have things where we have a whole chunk of ephemera to make and tweak and fill all these pockets. So I know I'm okay to make all these things. Make all these pockets that I want, go pocket crazy, because I definitely believe I have enough to do it. I'm under the impression I have enough to fill it in. And if not, will we make more? Okay, so we not only have that done. This is what I need to get down, sort of shaped down to fit. Try not to get off page for you guys. I'm very tightly woven today, I noticed. Woven and tightly woven. I'm in a tight space, it feels like today. You work with what the camera gives you, you know? Alright, so those are super ripped. We're going to keep it pretty set. Okay, so this is exactly how tall. I have no clue, huh? I'm not quite down to there. So we want to make sure everything fits inside it. Just want to make sure the length is right. What am I looking for? That's up and over. Well, that doesn't sort of work, does it? I did that completely backwards. I put it here, and that is straight. There we go. Making indents, right? Use your fingernails. So I can sort of see what's going on. And and there's no real way to do it evenly, which is okay. This is why we distress the edges of the paper so that if it shows through a little bit, it's okay. But I do know it's too wide, so we need to, I know we're going to show some pink. I'm going to distress that pink a little bit so that we can not worry about every little ounce of it. I did it again, didn't I? All right, so let's see. Yeah, at least. All right, a little farther in. I love my, don't you love my measuring? It's so precise. All right, but we might decide that we need to use this little bit to overlap some. And I definitely wanted a very clean edge on the inside here, so it lined up without any issues. But I definitely left space. So we may collage a little bit on that. That's okay. That is all right. Now, let's start seeing how we're doing. Now, this I know is too tall. I do need to bring it down, and then we need to cover it, or cut it and re-glue it down. So I definitely want to inside the page a little bit, only because I don't want to take a chance. We don't want to lose the rippled effect of the paper on this one. So about there. And I'm just trying to figure out where the paper is to see how much is showing, right? So to make it even, I may trim up top and bottom so that there's not an extra loop here, but there's a perfectly clean slot up there. So we are going to today then, I'm going to, I almost don't want to see that bottom. So I wonder if, this is where the pencil does come into play. Pencil, 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 there it is. And I'm going to cut it just inside there, and I'm going to cut it just right there. So I know to cut it, and we'll just glue both edges. We'll glue this down, and we'll glue this down, and then I'll cover it, and then, you know, we're gluing some more. So a lot of glue, and that's okay. All right, so there's that. Let's use, and don't want to do the deckled on this one, just because the other edges are really straight. So I don't want to have a weird, let me randomly deckle that. No. All right, so, nope, can't do that because then I can't see my line. We're going to do it this way. And I'm leaving it folded where we wanted it. All right, now we guessed when I was folding that, but I'm sticking to it because that's sort of just where we ended up. So let's keep this level, hoping that my folding is straight. Move it out a little bit. There we go. All right. These I will not keep. There's a limit. Let's see how we're doing before I glue this all down. Oh, goodness. Okay, let's see. If I glued it. Ooh, nice. So we'll sort of center it. Top and bottom. We have this one here. So it actually... Nice. All right, so when I'll distress this a little bit before we cover it. Again, so the same thing. We get these layer on top of layer of distressedness. Distressedness. Isn't that a great word? It's not. It just gives dimension. So, you know, I'm liking that a lot. Woohoo, I'm stoked. Okay. All right. Not too shabby. Did it on the first shot. No major glitches. Loving that. So now that we're getting onto this, so what is our next thing? What are you guys working on? Are you crafting along with me? Or did you find a botanical, wildflower, floral project to work on? Did you attempt to grab any of my kits to see how they work for you? What are you guys working on? Are you just watching me in your morning coffee or your evening downtime or before you take a nap? I wish I want naps. What is up? When do you watch me and what are you doing? Now, you know, I'm getting more and more into journaling. I'm only once a week, so it's not like, well, I'm getting more and more, aren't I? Right now I feel like I actually have a lot going on, but when you do watch me, do you craft along? Am I one of your many videos that you craft along with? And if so, what projects are you working on? I want to know. I'm curious. I want to know what my watchers are doing. Because, you know, it helps, like, what questions to ask, how to talk with you guys, you know, I don't know, it's just interaction somehow, right? We need to do it, and I say right a lot, I am so sorry. Guess it's better than like, or and, or I guess, I don't know. hopefully, right? This is what we're doing, right? Right? This is what we're doing. Try not to get too crazy or silly on you guys. Okay, now we've got that. We're going to cover upwards. I don't think, I'm just going to do a little bit on the edge here in case we don't cover it right. Right. And I used that one correctly at that time. Not the wrong way, but the right way. All right, so just so when I cover it, I'm not, I covered to the edges enough, because this may be fun decaling this up, doing the decal edge cut, so that we do see some of the pink, which is the whole, we picked this envelope because of the coloring. We thought it would be pretty with this. So, we do want to see a little bit of it, so having it distressed and the coloring is nice. Okay. So we'll decal this, but not this. Okay. I hope. Let's go. All right, so we've got that. Now let's glue the inside of this so it's not running around everywhere. We want to be really careful with it because we don't want to lose any of the width. And, not be able to, ooh, it moves. Hold on. No. We want to make sure we don't lose any width. We don't lose any space. We want to make sure I've done that. I go to create pockets and I get a little heavy-handed and all of a sudden my space is very tight and I can't even get whatever I wanted to get in. See, I get inside a little bit. I can't get whatever I wanted in there. So that never works out well. Okay, so we've got that. So hopefully that stays nicely. Okay. Yeah, it's not quite lined up, but that's okay. Little pudginess is alright. Now we won't glue this down to here until we get the papers underneath. I don't want to try to line up paper just under, just to the edge of it, because then the edges, you have to make it smaller then. And I really want it to cover to where we want to cover. I don't want to be guessing at where we're covering it. All right, so there's that one. It's just the inside flap here so that it's all put together. I might leave this one open. I might make it a cute little hole pocket. But I feel like at some point down here, we need to put a glue it here so things don't completely fall through. And at any point I could go in there and make that decision. It just depends on what we put in there. I don't think I have anything super, I don't have anything super long, unless I decide to make some kind of skinny bookmark, which I like doing sometimes and putting in my books. Because then you have this cute little bookmark you could put out and put it in sort of mark where you last journaled. So a little hide-a-hole bookmark might be really cute. So we'll leave it open to do that. So we'll just glue the bottom. No, glue top and bottom, but not the inside of this foldy thing. That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to do. Like I said, I like to leave pockets where the pockets can be. Okay, so now let's move this to the side. Let's move this to the side. And we are going to, I thought we were going to need this for some extra fluff, but we don't, so we will use it for the envelope. There's extra pieces up here. Use that for the envelope. The windowed envelope. And we are going to then decal. Am I even saying that right? Yeah, decal. Okay. We are going to decal this puppy up to start covering up our envelope. Now, nice thing 8.5 by 11s always fit. It's the other side that doesn't fit. Okay, let's do this. And we know I'm gonna have to, yeah. So what I don't need to decide is whether I want the bottom section or the top section, but we do know we need to figure out how much I need. And this is needing to be, get it in there. On the deckled edge, it is to the 4. So really just be under the 4. Okay, let's see. We are gonna, I have a 4 down here, sorry. And I am going to just go inside the 4. Once to do it. I can't really undo it. I know the envelope itself was just at the 4 and above from the decal to that point, and we do want it a little inside of it. So we're going to try that. Right. Now, here's the question. Which way do we want to go? It's that way. Okay. So what I'm thinking is, yeah, that ended up a little smaller than I liked, but we wanted to show off the color. We distressed it. Why not? So it looks a little belly bandish. So I think because this is so light, we are definitely going to cut off the top. And that does leave a little room on the top to put a little decor piece. If we want to decorate that little slice of heaven. All right. Nice thing is I'll actually be able to glue this down when we're done. All right, so we want to go just under the leaf. I love finding visuals to work with. That's a cute little square. Nothing ever gets wasted. Oh, got something on it. And look at that. Pretty cute. Not super straight, but that's all right. Let's distress it real quick. I think in a lot of these pieces, to keep that slightly grungy, botanical, I don't know, feel that I have with this kit, we are going to keep things distressed and keep the dimension and keep the, you know, the elements, keep that 2 to 3D effect going. I think by distressing everything, it does age it a little bit, so it seems a little more worn, but it also just gives a very interesting, that is sticker paper. What is that from? Maybe, or glue. I don't know, it just does something. So we're going to be a good girl, though. We're going to glue this, not the other way around, so I know it's going to stick down. This is where we don't want things to stick up. So I'm pretty heavy-handed with the glue, so I don't go too close to the edge. That way, when I press down, it can squish outward. There's room to do so. And then it's trying to find, I know, and surprisingly, 2 weeks in a row, I actually have the same nail polish color on. It's sort of funny. I'm wearing the same sweater I wore last week. And that happens. I get into my moods where I'm like, hey, I'm just put that one on. It's warm, it's cozy, and the jewelry usually is pretty consistent, but all right. Here we go. There we go. Pretty even. There we are. We're gonna make that work, right? And if my skinny little bookmark, of course, has ribbon or lace on the top, then, you know, that'll sort of lay over, but we'll definitely put something, maybe a word. I'll have to find a small word. Oh, I have a vertical one. Ooh, find one of my vertical words, and we'll put it here, and then we'll put the bookmark inside. Okay, so I'm figuring out how we're going to decorate it. I had a napkin the other day, and I don't have any more napkins. Oh, no, there you go. I'm like, I go through napkins. You'd think they have all kinds of napkins out here, like, constantly, because I'm working out here, and my food is out here, and I've got all these napkins, and then all of a sudden I get into project mode and there's no napkins left. So, okay, so now we're working on the inside. We know we want to use this. We just have to decide on the outside here if we want more pink from the bottom. Maybe so it's a little lighter and not so much dark. And I was going to cut off a little bit of my ordeal up there, but give me 1 second. Sorry, guys. Hold on one moment. I think the doggy wants out into the garage with me, which is very rare for her. She doesn't usually want to come out. One moment. One quick second. Do you want to come out? Do you want to come out? Okay, good girl. Lay down. All right, yeah, we have a female boxer who's been with us only since November, mid-November, so she's still pretty new to us. So I guess we're coming up on 6 months? November, December, January, February to March. No, coming up 4? November, December, January, February, March. 4 or 5 months. I'm trying to think about that. Yeah. She's only been with us for, I don't think even 5 months yet. And sometimes she'll come out with me, but it depends what I'm doing. She doesn't always like certain things that I do. The sound of certain things she doesn't care for. So, okay, so now we are going to eyeball this as usual. We're going to start with the same effect we did on the other side. And I'm going to want to cut inside that line. Of course, then I turn it around upside down. I got to remember which way I'm looking at it. That doesn't work, does it? There we go. Let's do this. Your visual. Don't rearrange your visual. So we're going to go a little inside to a little inside. So yes, cut inside that little knick-knacky thing. And because it's deckled, it definitely has, you know, it's going to cut inside it a little bit. And that's a little over. Yeah, I went a little too much. But that's okay. Now that's going to be for the inside, which is awesome. Let's trim off the bottom. We don't need the white. And now we'll measure for the top. So hopefully this is, I don't know, just a great thing to craft along with. And yeah, see, that really got short. But it is sort of the look we have, right? We're using the envelope as a color. And so we are definitely, hold on, baby girl. Yeah, that was short-lived. I sort of figured it would be. I didn't think she'd stay out here very long. So I know I want under. But how much under? Because the rate we're going, we are getting pretty thin. So let's try for that for 1 second. Let's see, more great scraps for covering stuff up. And for doing what I want to do. So let's try that. I know, I'm covering up my mama. Ugh. But okay, so there's that. And that's upside down. There we go. Right? Yeah, there we go. Because this definitely gives us a lot of playroom to decorate this if we want to. So much, you know, potential. I could put another pocket in here, you know, top and bottom so we still see stuff. Or just leave it empty. You could still write on it. So, either way. Okay. Let's see if we can do this. I didn't cover this up right away, so hopefully we're good. Normally I try to do this every single time, but I know I'm going right back to gluing, so best thing would be to cut everything first and then glue everything, but you're sort of doing it as you go and you don't want to forget. And then I have a tendency of gluing things on upside down, which is most of the time I can't correct it. I lose it if I try to undo it. If it's doable, we will try to cover it, but more times than not, it's not. And I'm like, oh, I have to live with that. Ugh. Oh no, when I wasn't looking, I bent that. Eek. Now, I have this great pen, but it's starting to go a little bit. I don't know how much longer it's going to last. I like having it in the needle, but it gets a little bent and it does not fit in the glitter glue. I've had to straighten this sucker out more times than not, or this gets a little off, and all of a sudden it doesn't line up with the set that's underneath it. There's like another, yeah, there's two pieces there, so you have two metal pieces, and it's like, oopsie. Ugh. I gotta make sure I don't have this upside down either, so, you know. There we go, not too bad. Now that I forgot to distress. See, I got all excited. And I didn't distress it like I did that one. Shoot. You can go over it a little bit once it's glued down really carefully to give it a little bit so it's not so white on the edges, but it's not that easy. Especially if there's not enough distress ink on your pad. I don't want to overdo it because then all it does is put more on the envelope. Not so much on the paper. Okay, well, bummer. That's why I get excited. See? Let's cut it all, distress it all, then glue it all. It's really what you should do. Especially in a project like this. Because you're working on little things here and there, you go along. But again, you cut it, you distress it, you glue it. It's still the same process. Oh, jeez, crackers. Alright. That's okay. Nice and light, easy to, you could with a nice pen, still journal on that if that's something you want to do. I'm loving it. Okay. I just love that this random piece, this random thing I created a while back is coming to use. So, alright, so we definitely want to do this in a way where we wanted to cover all the way up, but we also wanted to semi-rip this to where we had, instead of just a single notch, we had a little bit bigger notch. So I wonder if, sorry, I'm doing a let's see, something, I want a guide of some sort to decide. Yeah, that's about right. So let's see. Are we centered? Probably not. Sorry, my head's in the way. So sorry. I'll try not to. But I'm trying to decide about even, right? So if I do a light line here, right? And then I tan tear inside it, that would give me a really large thumb notch. And if I go a little bit of an angle, it may help. Okay, so that's something to guide us with, right? That's decal top and bottom because that's been the theme for this. And we're not going to see, this whole strip is going to be used elsewhere, so it doesn't really matter what I keep or don't keep. Ah, that's why another reason why you have tops on. Knock things over. Okay. Let's, of course I centered that, so I have to make sure when we're cutting this, we sort of keep that in mind that we are still centered. Okay, so that is still centered-ish. Then we're going to, I'm going to make the mark out here, and that way we know when it's cut, it actually should be inside it. But before I do that, we're going to mark here, because I want a nice clean strip, and I don't want to lose where that is. Now, because we're covering it, like I said, I would normally not cover all the way in to save paper, but I also don't want to have a weird like peachy whatever on the bottom that looks odd. Making messes. Okay. Let's do this. And we're going to try to keep it straight. So my fold wasn't straight, but we're going to line it up with this on top and hope for the best. There we go. Because I want to be able to use this, right? I don't want to like lose that decorative edge. We're going to do this. We will keep the bottoms the way they are. They drop my paper. Okay, what else? Hold on. Oh, no. All right. Okay, and in a moment, once we've cut this and laid it down, or we think we've laid it down, we will check the time and see how we're doing. And we may just be continuing on with what we're doing. We may change gears now that you've got the base going on. And we do have to still glue it all down and stuff, so we may just finish this project within this hour. And then next time we'll see what I get done off camera and work off that. Because, like I said, I still have to figure out the pockets. We do have the... I'm not going to glue it down yet. I'm just looking for placement everywhere. And yes, because this doesn't have to be totally in here, but we do want it nice and tight up here so that it isn't seen. Plus it gets glued down. So we'll make sure that. Okay, so far so good. Let's see. While I'm checking that, let's see. Yeah, we're already 40 minutes. So I definitely have about 20 minutes to go. Sorry, I keep showing you my top of my silly head there. All right, so let me put a timer on real quick for 15 minutes so then I have time to close out and not be rushed and be like abruptly stopping on you. As we say, you keep it under the hour. It's a little quicker to upload, but not always, just somewhat. All right, so here we go. We're going to use that as a guiding line to create this cute little... See, I came up short. That's why you do it in pencil. And you have a distress. Something like that, okay? I still wanted this cute thumb, but not so... Oh, that ended up being... Is it just as deep? No, not quite. We did make this a little bit wider, but there's that. And we'll definitely be able to see whatever we put in it. We can keep to a larger niche, and that would be okay. All right, so let's get the pencil marked off. So we use pencil so no one sees it. There's this cute tiny little leaf down here. I'm just sort of peeking. And it's fun. I keep thinking there's weird wrinkle marks, and those are actually the wrinkle marks from the tissue paper that I scanned in. And not cute. Let's get some more distress. Alright, so another week, another Thursday, another layer of this getting done. I'm really glad though I did do the bonus with you guys last week, only because, you know, that was a lot of fun creating that insert and decorating it all up, but, you know, it was still another, another hour of work when I was said and done. I was like, oh no. So yeah, I wouldn't have been able to. And I enjoyed talking to you guys last week and getting things done and not just like zooming through the process. So I am glad I did that. Hopefully you guys all enjoyed it and watched it. I will link it here in case you missed it, in case you didn't realize there was two different videos last week on Thursday. I will relink it after this one. I will link you back at the end of the video, so that you can see what we, you know, if you wanted to watch the process of me hemming and hawing over those creations of the insert, you can do so. You never know what I may go, oh wait, don't do this. This is not the easy way to do it. Because I do things the hard way. Just because either one, I'm literally learning as I go, which is possible. Now I'm going to glue over here because we don't want to glue where there is no background. Like there's a gap here where, you know, we have paper, but we don't have the envelope. So we don't want to accidentally glue into an area that we don't need, but we want to make sure it's nice and tight to where it is not going to catch up every 5 seconds. Every time, we put something in and out. So we got the edges. We're going to use that. Greenery's on the bottom. Start lining this puppy up. Get you in there. Don't. Because once you put it down, it's almost impossible to move it. There we go. Let's give that a shot. We don't want that to get caught yet. Okay. Oh my gosh, there we go, right? And then I take my bone folder and I will do this to make sure, like, we don't glue something we don't want to glue down. Because I think, no, that works. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. Nice pocket. Hopefully it's not catching on anything. It's all... Also lets me, you know, press down on stuff without worrying about it sticking to something it's not supposed to. It's one of my favorite little... I don't know. It's probably... I saw someone else do it. And I'm just now realizing it, but I picked it up somewhere, or it's just common sense, right? Okay, so there we go. Look. So there's that. We do get to see the pink behind it if we don't have something tucked in at the moment, right? But it definitely... I don't know if I distress that or not a little bit. I sort of like want just a little... I normally distress even my folds, right? So that... Oh God, I'm so sorry. That is trying to annoy me, and I'm the one who's saying it. I like to distress even the folds so that it has that worn, moved so many times look. But now I'm wondering if I want to, like, yeah, just a little bit of... Oh no, I have to fix that. So we have to be careful. This does rip. Because there's nothing behind it. So we're definitely going to have to be careful when we are putting stuff in and out without having that backing. You know, I have a little piece of cardstocky creamness, and I'm wondering, yeah, see, every time I get my hands in there, we need to glue it as a reinforcement. Because we went beyond, and it would make the whole thing a little more stout. Let's give it a shot and see if I can get it in there without it making it worse. But it's a light parchment cardstock, and so it's not another just piece of paper, but a little bit reinforcement. And again, let's do this. Let's lift this sucker up. We're gonna go here, put it underneath, and we're gonna start dragging it to where I think I want it. We really can't see it, and if we do, we can always just distress it a little bit to hide it. There we go. That'll keep it from at least yeah, it's well glued down, so it's not going to catch on anything, but it's going to keep that from constantly ripping. Because that is not good. And we will just distress that a little bit, because that corner is just a little bit showing. We're going to emphasize all that really nice, right? Little torn, little ripped, little burnt, like really grungy, distressed. Okay. I'm glad I caught that though before I glued anything else down, because it just gets tight. It gets harder and harder and tighter if we're not careful. Okay, so then let's, while we're at it, because I think we're there, we're gonna glue down the edge here. Finally, right? We get to finally make this tuck. And it's a really long tuck, so I am gonna get a little more generous with the glue here and let it be a little wider, because we don't need all this. I did notice sometimes I make my pockets too big, and when I put stuff in it, it moves around. Like it slides right out of the pocket or the tuck, because I didn't make the thing big enough for the pocket. So I either go too small or too big. Right? Why not? And we're going to leave that open on the top, because we want that pocket up there for the, hopefully, a skinny hide-a-hole bookmark for your journal. And we are all set here. Ooh, see, we're going to purposely sort of squishing it just so I know it pops out. All right, there we go. Okay, now let's actually just getting it on the paper now. I think we're finally at that point where we get to attach it. We get to cover it. All right, so let's center it. We're going to glue this edge all the way around. This is not going to be any pockets. We're going to use pockets elsewhere. We just want this down and covered. This is our hinge, which is sort of a good way to use an envelope when you have, you know, the flap. That's a great way to make a hinge for a flip out, because it's right there for you. Can't go wrong when it's already created. You don't even have to glue something on. Eek. Well, shoot. Hold on. I didn't want it too far in, but I didn't want it on the edge either, so that's that weird in between. Come on, before it's too late. Eek. Well, all that gluing may have been for nothing. There we go. I guess I should have lined that up first. There we go. And I feel a little bad, my daughter, but I love you inside the envelope for me, but it is made with love. All of it's made with love, and I do know that I am sending love and warm wishes to many people. Okay, so there's that. So you see this, you just see a little bit of that. If there was nothing in it, let's see. Well, we don't have to go to the edge, because it's going to have all these pages in it. So that's okay. I'm sort of liking that. And it has a cool effect. When you do open it, you'll have this. This might be easier with glue stick, but this is where the combination of which way do you do it, glue stick or not. I don't know. This is where I'm. I can't see the line. Like, I can't see the fold because I didn't distress that part. I figure with all going on, you wouldn't see it. Let's try this, and then I can go in and the edges, and wherever it looks like it's coming up, I just stick that thing, because the nice thing is this is so skinny. If I had to, I could take the top off and make it skinnier. No, I think you're down. Let's see. Can I get my fingernail in there is the question. If I can't, then we're doing good. Right here I can see. So here's where I didn't do the other edge. I was relying on the glitter glue on the big paper to get that to go. See, perfect. And then up here, yeah, that's what I was worried about. But that's it. If I can get my fingernail in it, I need to glue it down. If I cannot get my fingernail in there, then hey, and I don't have fingernails right now, then you know I know it's glued down. All right, so this page is getting quite hardy, but I love it. I think it's absolutely adorable. Still goes with the feel. It has elements in it that are super cute. Still wishy-washy, botanically long. Looks cute with this. Now, next question is how deep? No, I like that. Okay, yeah, we're going to go a little lower so that way whatever I put in here, just a little bit of the fluff on top may be sticking out. But we're not getting all goopy up here. This is going to be fun. Because there's a lot of embellishment, a lot of embossed backwards here. So there's things where the glue is going to sit in it and not on top. Got to make sure the edges are going to stick. My pocket does not come off. I'm a little off the page, sorry. And we're going to, okay. What did I say about there? I liked that idea right about there. Okay. Oh, I love that though. Just all the patterns, and they're all sort of the same wispiness. And we've got our flowers in the right direction. That's why I did this, because I would have already forgotten. See, so you sort of see that. There'll maybe something sticking out of here, something sticking out of here. They'll open it up. There'll be 2 cards in here. We're going to have 2 journal cards in here. Or a journal card in here, a tag in here, a bookmark in here, a large tag in here. I'm loving it. It's all full. And then you have the room out here right now to journal on. Journal on the cards. Journal out here if you want. Or if they get it and decide, nope, it's still too plain, nothing else comes up, then they can decorate it themselves. So maybe they have something that goes with it. So we'll see. That one, you never know. I might end up just adding to it. So let's get some stuff out of the way. So we can see what we're up to here. We can get going and sort of, I think we're only going to be able to finish this. I don't know if we're going to get any farther. Truthfully, yeah, no, we're 2 minutes away from 15. So we're going to put this back together. We didn't get to the envelope, but I will work on that next, and then I'll show you how it went. If you want to know more about those things, Crafty Cat, it loves decorating. Crafty Cat USA is great at decorating envelopes. I think I learned from her when I first saw it. Was her and Gail. They did a lot of the sort of collage up a window envelope, folding it in certain ways to make new pockets. And then I do it, and a couple times over. I do it in my December. I have one in my December Daily Snowy Winter Journal this year. I don't know though if I don't think I showed you guys. I just think when I did the walkthrough, I showed you the final product. I don't think I've actually done one on camera yet. So I'm sort of bummed about that, but what I'll do is I'll keep recording, and if I can keep it really quick and short, I maybe do a quick little, I will actually try to stick to a 30-minute, and maybe I'll make it a 30-minute bonus. Later today, that way you can see, maybe I'll do it in quick motion. I'll just lay it out, collage it up, show you how we may have laid it out, and then next week I can show, you know, the notebook or whatever I put in it, but maybe just the hemming and hawing of quickly collaging it, gluing it down, and covering it. How you can turn a window envelope that I have here into a cute, this will be a 3-pocket, you know, insert. Or in this case, we may make it, like I said, do like we did the other one, a little flip up with a hidey hole notebook underneath it. So keep your eyes out for that. See if my 30-minute came up, if I decide to do it 30 minutes. And if I can keep it, we'll see if I can keep it in that less than 30 minutes for you guys, so you can just see what it is to collage one of those up and what can come of it. All right, so there's the cover. We get in here. We've got the pink and the doilies, as I mentioned. There's the insert. We're going to keep towards the bottom. We're going to try to get this guy up in here to put a notepad behind it. I'm going to put these more. I think I decided to put these guys more to the top. I'm trying to even that out. See, there goes my alarm. Woohoo! And then we get to the other side. We have this. Is this? Yeah. And yeah, on that side. Okay. So we've got that with that. And I do have those two on top of each other. Oh no. I may have to put this somewhere else. Oh no. I didn't even think about that when I was doing it. Did I put it on the wrong page? No, I didn't, because it was white, and that's why I thought to put it there. Well, these are definitely on top of each other, which I hadn't planned to have 2 thick things right on top of each other, where we have this here, and then you have this. So we won't do much on this one. That's definitely just the card and the little card with that. And if I do anything here, it's going to be really flat. So, eek. Well, it happens. We'll just have to make sure that when we get to the back that we get some more weight and belly bands and pockets back here to really even out some of that weight. I was like all excited going, oh wait, because I have this one here and I do have a couple pages before I get to this one. Well, it won't be even, and I guess that's the fun. I guess junk journals do not need to be perfectly symmetrical. They just sort of have to feel that you have like a heavy on this side, a heavy on that side. Okay, well, we have this flipped out pocket thing. We're going to try to put another multi-pocket thing there. Another hinge on this side. They're just not as close together. You got your doilies, you got your pink, you got your green, you've got a couple of these guys. One in, one out. It is what it is, right? Do I have those two? I can't remember if I put one or two of the... Oh, I have one on the outside and one on the inside, yeah. Alright, guys and gals. This is another video. I'm stoked about this. This came out absolutely adorable. I'm loving it as an addition. It looks great next to this and the coloring. When it's sealed in there, you're barely going to see the white on the end. So I will do a little distressing in that corner so that we do not see too much white. Now, the whole other side of the page is white. And that would be the only other thing I could think of to even it out would be to put that envelope pocket on this side to even out the thickness. So I will debate on that after we get it made. We'll have to decide between the two pages if we're going to, I'll have to look into it and see if that works for us. We may decide that that's what it needs to, oops. Why does that work? There we go. We may have to decide if keeping it on this side to keep with the quick square, rectangle, rectangle, square, evens out. We also still need to cover that, which a huge belly band can cover that too. So that isn't a problem. Maybe a belly band with a card would be great on that end. Well, that would help cover up the white. That would take care of the white issues. So we can belly band, pocket, notebook, this side to give all those options. All right, so we moved this 3 times. This is the 3rd time I moved this, but hey, this is what it is. This is what we do. We work it out. We play with it. We get it figured out to where we go, okay, we're almost there. I just want to make sure we get everything we really want in here before I sew it down, both around the edges and sew it into place, because I can't sew it in until I sew around, but I'm getting to the point where it's going to get really annoying to have to keep trying to remember where pages are and end up rearranging them. So, okay, there we are. This is the next project. I will zoom through. I will do a quick collage of that and how it can be done. But like I said, Crafty Cat USA has hundreds of videos where she will collage a number of these envelope pockets. Gail Gastinelli may have some also, but she is a champ at making envelopes from scrapbook papers and stuff. So I don't see her doing that as often. But yeah, Crafty Cat USA is great at this. Dee Fargo might have quite a bit of videos on these. If mine ends up not being enough for you and you need to want more, there are some ladies to go check out. And my pages are not cut even. Wow, we definitely went all over the board. But that makes it definitely more exciting because we have all this height and drama to the pages. So, okay, thank you for following along with another edition and another creation done and finished for our book. I'm getting faster as we go, but chit-chatting and crafting definitely takes a little more time. So, this is Jillian with AJeweldDesign. It's another Thursday. Hopefully you enjoyed this, and keep an eye out for a possible quick bonus video. And tomorrow we start our first, take that back, our second file folder Friday. So tomorrow is another reveal on my mini file folders sets that I've been creating that are based off the secondary Botanical kit. So keep your eyes out for that and what we decide to do with that one. I do not have an update for you yet on the first one. So hopefully by tomorrow I can get a moment to work on that and see where we go. It may just be reveal after reveal and then one large video of what I did with them, because there's too much to create and too much to do and not enough time to film. So have a wonderful day, a great weekend. Hopefully, like I said, spring is treating you well. April's going good and you are crafting along with me. Whether it's a project like mine, a completely different project, and every little bit creates a spark of inspiration to try something new or take a new look at it and make the most of the lovely journal kits that you have in your stash. So have a great day. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.